Okay, guys. So hello everyone. Hello. Good evening. Good afternoon from wherever you're watching. So yeah. So guys, this is our final round. You are here in the final round of the grip, the final round, which is the mega quiz round, and these are the finalists. We have all three finalists over here. Let me just tell you about the grip program first. So the grip program is this is where students from throughout, international students, those who are joining in this particular program, and it was happening for months, and because of the there were so many activities through which they have gone through to finally get selected into this particular final round, and only we are taking only three students out of the 1,000 students those who have participated in this particular program. So let me just introduce all these three students to you. Before I do that, let's just talk about a bit about how the grip activities were actually. So how the grip was happening, and what is this grip? So GRIP is a particular program for Ask IITians. And here what we do is, here we just a sec. Yeah, here we just asked all the students from throughout internationally, all the students to participate in this. And we just let them go through some uh, rounds over here. The first round over here, and there they have to go through some activities. There are some sort of quizzes that they have to go through, and they finally got selected into the round two. And in the round two, they had they were getting selected in the prestigious super batch, and in the super batch, they were learning things like the research which is happening recently, and depending on that, they have to give a test, and depending on that super paper, they have got selected in this particular final round of prep. Okay, so here we have all the three participants of the final, and I would start introducing them to you. So let's start with you, Rudra. You just come forward and introduce yourself to the viewers.
Yes, sir. So good evening to everyone, first of all. My name is Rudra. I'm currently in 10th grade and study in Indian School, Oman. So talking about GRIP, it has truly been a fascinating and enriching experience. Right from the subject quizzes to activities to the super paper, finally the super batch and the mega paper. I would say it has helped me in a holistic way, by which I'm referring to both the school and the Olympiad exams. That's all from my end.
Okay, Rudra. So just tell the viewers about the activity that you liked the most at that time during the quiz.
Yeah, so I liked the biology activity the most because we were supposed to make a certain project, like a daily life thing. Out of daily life items, we were supposed to make a certain project. And for that, I had made the microscope on my own.
Okay, definitely. That was one of the best activities that you have submitted as well. And let me just show the viewers how the activity was. So this was really a very good activity that you have performed over here. Just tell them about how the activity was, like how you felt about it and how you managed to get it.
Yeah, so first of all, it was like really challenging to find the things like which we could find in everyday life to make something as complex as a microscope, which can be used to magnify things. But then later on, I realized with a bit of research that even the water droplets, which we see around us daily, they can be used to magnify things to a really large power. And then finally, I made the microscope with few items which are a reflecting sheet, a torch, and just few plastic pieces for the glass slides instead of glass. glass light. So it was a cheaper option. So I opted for that one. And finally, I could magnify a piece like a fungus, which was on a piece of onion peel. So that was how it.
Okay. So the onion peel thing you're talking about
Yeah, that's towards the ending.
here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, this is the whole
So
demonstration.
this is
So
where you are taking the aluminium foil, right?
yes, sir.
And then how do you
So
proceed into it?
then, yeah, so after this, I put the I fold the aluminum foil and I kind of bend it at an angle so that the angle would be appropriate for a torch which I would be shining. So it could reflect upwards towards the top of the glass jar where I would be keeping the specimen to observe.
Okay.
Like this, yeah, exactly.
Okay. So what was the specimen there? The,
So it was an onion peel on which there was a piece of it had a fungus on it. So I just observed that thing. So it's almost towards the ending.
okay. Okay. This is where you have
Yeah.
taken it, right? The
Yeah.
top of that.
So yeah, it's in the camera a bit later.
Okay. So what have you learned during this experiment? Like, what was so fascinating about it? Definitely, you have demonstrated in a very good manner, but what was so fascinating about this? How was your experience throughout?
So what was the most fascinating part? As I already mentioned, so I thought it was impossible to actually make a microscope out of things we see in our daily life. So it was really interesting to find out appropriate materials as well as find out about the magnification property of water. So that's what was the most interesting part for me throughout the activity.
Okay. Okay. So, what about your future plans? What do you want to do after last work?
So I'm opting for PCM, so I'm more inclined towards the engineering side.
So, anything in particular?
So I'm looking forward to have the computer science branch.
Okay. So that was a brief introduction about Rudra Pandit, who is our one of the finalists. And let's move on to the second finalist, who is Apratim. Apratim, just introduce yourself to the viewers.
Hello everyone, I am Apratim Tiwari. Of course, like last year I was in class 9th when this was conducted. Now I'm in class 10th. I stay in India only, Uttar Pradesh to be more exact. I study in City Montessori School in Lucknow. And yeah, this whole grip experience, it was like a really once in a lifetime one. I'll also be giving it this year to see how it goes this year too. First of all, I had not participated in any other competition that was like this diverse, from general knowledge to all the sciences and these activities which we had to do, and the super paper. It was all the classes, the super batch. It was also very. It taught us financial literacy and all the new developments in physics. So about the favorite activity, my favorite activity for sure was the physics one. Now I like physics, so I might be a little biased here, but still, my favorite activity was the physics one. Uh, like what we had to do in the activity was actually show something that was remotely like any phenomena which occurred we in the usual like, so say rolling a ball or dropping a ball, things we see in everyday life, gravity and all of that. So what I opted to do was, I had these few Hot Wheels cars lying around, toy cars, very little ones, lying around for quite a while since my childhood, and I decided to use them. I decided to throw them off a ramp, drop them off a ramp, and see how far they managed to roll after coming to the like bottom of the ramp on a horizontal glass surface. Why glass? Because it was the most friction free surface I could find. And yeah, looking back at it, could probably had done this activity a little bit better, because there was a lot of calculation involved. I could have predicted what happened, but back then I did not know this much physics. Like I'm a little more intelligent. It's been 1 year, so of course I am. I could have predicted that. I could have found the final velocity, and then I could have. It was a bit difficult to find the friction, but we could have approximated that, and then we could have predicted how far it would roll. But still, here is a graph that sir is showing of the weight of the car versus how much is it rolled, the distance that it rolled before coming to a stop after accelerating down the slide. It was like it really helped me visualize how it really helped me visualize
The things that was already there, right? It was
Yes.
already there, and it's like you did like this activity over here, right?
So
Good, very. And how was it experience in the super batch? Like, what are the things that you feel like you have learned over there? How was it experience there?
So in the super batch, actually in the mathematics classes, we were taught financial literacy and investments, how to invest in high cap, medium cap, and low cap companies. So like there were many classes, money management, and then observing how the industries and what was the need of the day. For today, say 10 years back, if you could have invested in say a tech company, you would have been like bursting with money right now. We really learned how to see all those trends and how to intelligently invest our money because who doesn't want money in today's world? It's very necessary. And in the physics classes, which I loved, again, I'm a little biased, we were taught about the special theory of relativity. Actually, the 9th and 10th students were taught together special theory of relativity and quantum theory. And then in the chemistry classes, we were taught about this chirality of carbon and optical activity of certain compounds. And then finally, in the biology classes, we were taught about the history, actually, plagues of the past, to be exact. So what kind of plagues took place, what kind of diseases have been throughout history, how they were managed, and how we came to, learn from it and stop such diseases, epidemics from taking place again.
So definitely your journey was good throughout the super batch as well, isn't it?
Yes. Again, as I mentioned, this was like the first, it was a very different kind of competition. It was a whole journey. It was a very different journey than from any like major event that I've taken part in before.
Perfect. That was a very nice introduction. Now I would just like to call our third finalist, Fayaz Khan. And Fayaz, just come over here and just introduce yourself.
Greetings to everyone. My name is Faiz Khan. I am from UP, India, Lucknow to be more precise. And this grip activity has been totally ecstatic. It's very different from what we do every day. In this activity, in this competition, we learned many things out of the box, many things that we don't come across in our everyday lives. This competition, it pushed us to our extents, and we learned many new things. It was a great opportunity for all of us.
Okay, then now just tell me about the best activity that you have done throughout this.
Activities were really intriguing. They were capsizing actually, and my most favorite was the physics one, in which we had to use our household items, the very usually ordinary ones that we don't really think about much, and we had to conduct an experiment to look at new things, more like phenomena and all. So what I did was an experiment on the surface tension of water, the forces, cohesive forces within the water, and how they acted upon different surfaces and all. So the experiment is down there.
This is you, right?
Yeah, that's me during the experiment. That was nearly a year ago. So I just used containers, glass jar of water, and just rubber bands.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was another activity that I have seen, that something about the World Cup that you have done. So just describe about that, because that is one of the most fascinating activity that you have performed as well. So.
Yes, that was the mass activity that we had. We had to use probability, statistics, and logistics to predict which team or which country would actually win the next World Cup, FIFA, that is going to be held in Qatar. So I looked at the performances of the team, the players, and the peaks of those players who are going to be playing in the next World Cup, and I rank them accordingly. I got a new system of ranking them, so points, and yeah, that's what I did to predict. And finally, I came to a conclusion that Argentina was most likely to win the next World Cup. So let's see what happens.
Okay, fine. And so, what is your target after the class 12? What are you?
Yes, so I am very keen on artificial intelligence, something that intrigues me a lot. So AI, machine learning, that's what calls for me. So I'm hoping to enter that field in future. Go abroad somewhere.
Okay, so now, guys, so this is the final round, and that round you are waiting for so long. And the prizes, all the things that we are gonna provide you, the finalist, the winner, all the things would be provided to you in the we'd be just posting that in our Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram. So you'd be getting to know from there. But right now, just tell me how excited you are. So, Apatim, how ready you are? How excited you are about this?
Actually, I am very excited because I'm going through something like this, a live quiz for the first time in my life.
Okay, and what about you, Rudra? You are also first time over here, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It's my first time. Even I'm really excited. I wish both Faiz and Apratim best of luck for the same quiz.
And Faiz, this is the second time you are here in this platform. So just tell me about your first experience when you were here. And
Last year, I was there in the Grip Mega Quiz as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a different feeling when you actually compete in such a setup. Very different to what you would expect before. And last year, it was really well. There was one round in particular, the riddles round, that threw me off. I was at a lead, and then the riddle round came, destroyed me, and I came third.
You came third. Okay.
That's very
So let's. So first of all, best of luck to all of you, all three of you. And now I think this is time we just jump into the quiz section. And there will be 4 rounds over here. And best of luck to all 3 of you. Okay. So let's move on to the first round over here. Yeah. So the round 1. Who am I? So the basis of this round is gonna be like there'll be some eminent person. So I'll be giving you clues about some eminent person over here. So the rules are going to be like this. So if you guess the name properly, okay, you have to just guess the name of the eminent person. So the rules, you can see that. So if you get the name correctly from the first clue, so when I'll be showing you the first clue, if you guess the name of the eminent person from the first clue only, then you'll be getting plus 15. From the second clue, if you're getting the answer, then that's plus 10. And from third clue, if you are answering, then it would be plus 5. And if you cannot answer, definitely that would be 0. So I don't have to tell you that, right? And definitely this is a kind of a buzzer round. So we don't have a proper buzzer over here. So what you have to do is you have to write IN in the chat, in the public chat. And we'll be going in that particular order, right? Clear, everyone? And one more thing, guys, the time is going to be 45 seconds. Okay, per clue, you're going to get 45 seconds. Ready, everyone? So let's go for the first question. So clue number 1, he got Nobel Prize in 1921 for photoelectric effect. Fires, you are the first one to write in. So
Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein. Okay, that's your answer. So anything, Rudra and Apratim, what do you think about this answer? Is that a correct answer?
Yes, sir, it is Albert Einstein.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so first let me tell you about all the 3 clues those were there. Then I'm going to tell you whether that was the right answer or not. So the second clue was he was a German scientist and he was a Jew. And the third clue was he established the relationship between mass and energy, which is pretty clear, which is making it pretty clear that the answer is Albert Einstein. So very good, Fires. You're getting plus 15 for the first question. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next question. And before I move on to the next question, let me tell you about a few more things about Albert Einstein. I think you definitely would be keen to know about those things, right? So actually what happened is Albert Einstein at that time, as you can see, he was a German scientist and he was a Jew. So you do understand this, the time when photoelectric effect actually came out, that was 1905. So, it was the tense scenario when the World War was happening, isn't it? And you do know that Hitler was after all the Jews at that time, right? So you can literally understand what Albert Einstein was facing at that scenario. Okay, and let me tell you a very, interesting fact about it. So actually, you do know that E equals to MC square, right? That is what he's famous for. And you might be thinking that why is he not getting the why didn't he get the Nobel Prize for that? So actually, he was about to get the Nobel Prize for E equals to MC square only. In but what happened is suddenly because of because of that tense scenario, people thought that like they are not going to award him any prizes at all. But in the end, he got the Nobel Prize for something which has been done in 1905, and like that was the photoelectric effect. So, guys, I guess anyone over here, do you know about photoelectric effect? What is it? Anyone out of all you two?
Yes, I have an idea about it.
Yeah. So, go on, tell me. What do you know about it?
Yes, sir. So it's basically just a form of energy conservation.
Mhm.
And the equation, if I talk about it, and it's like whenever a ray of light, which is beyond the limit, like the V naught frequency. So as when it hits it, it kind of displaces, when it hits a metal, such as sodium, it kind of displaces an electron from the surface of it. So that's what the full photoelectric effect essentially is.
Yeah, very good. And right now, what is the use of photoelectric? Do you know about that?
Not sure about that, sir.
So, anyone else? What is the use of photoelectric effect that we are doing right now? This is one of the hot topics.
No, sir.
Don't. So you have definitely heard about this, solar card and all those solar systems. Those are there, right? This is the current use of photoelectric effect, right? Okay. So let's move on to the next question then, guys. Right. So question number 2. Ready, everyone? So the clue number 1 is he's famous for his work on properties of light, calculus, and motions of celestial bodies. Okay. So now I can see who was the first one to type in. So it was Apratim, right? So Jeff, go on.
So the answer to this is Sir Isaac Newton.
Sir Isaac Newton. Okay. Clue number 2 was he was born on 4th January 1643, and when Galileo died. And the third clue was he's known for his work on existence of force, gravity, and mass. So definitely, guys, Apratim, you are right with this question. So definitely, you are going to get 15 points for this. Okay. So actually, Newton was the only scientist at that time who was known as the neutral philosopher as well. So he was a scientist as well as philosopher, and he had a book on this. Like he wrote a book on mathematics containing this neutral philosophy of it. So that was all about Isaac Newton, and let's now move on to the next question. And so far, the point is like, Faiz, you have 15 points, and Apratim, you have 15 points. Let's move on to the next question, which is, so clue number 1, he is an Indian scientist famous for his work with Einstein. Okay, so all three of you are doing very well. You don't need the second clue at all, right? So the first one to type in is Pez. Then we have Rudra. So Pez, go on.
So Satyendranath Bose. He was famous for his work with Einstein on the Bose-Einstein condensate,
Okay.
another form of matter.
Okay. So the clue 2 was he was a theoretical physicist renowned as his work for his work on quantum mechanics. And the clue 3 was he studied in Calcutta Presidency College. So definitely, guys, the answer is right. That is Satyendranath Bose. So Faz, you are getting plus 30, and Apratim, you are on plus 15, and Rudra, you haven't scored anything yet. So, guys, you do know about Satyendranath Bose, and we have, apart from the Bose-Einstein condensate, there's another particle which is known as bosons, isn't it? That is
Yes.
also
Yes.
which was discovered by him only. So you'd be learning about them in details in your higher classes in physics, right? Okay. Now that was the ending of the first round. So guys, tell me, how was your experience in the first round? So as you have scored the maximum, so you are having the most of the lead. So tell me, like, you have answered both the questions in the first clue only. So was that easy? How was the round? What do you think about this?
Yes, sir. So far, so good. I watched the previous quiz that was just 2, 3 hours ago. It was much tougher.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I had lost my confidence, but now, yeah, it's fine. It's better.
Okay. So now let's just have a look on the scoreboard. So right now, as I said, so Rudra, you are on 0, and Faz, you are getting 30 points, and Apratim, you're on 15 points. Okay, and three of you are now moving on to the next round. There is no elimination round or nothing like that. Okay, so the winner would be decided in the end, depending on the highest score. So there is no such elimination or nothing like that, right? Okay, so now let's move on to the round 2. So the name of the round 2, as you can see, is Find the Criminals. Okay, so this game is going to be very interesting. Over here, what happens is there will be some utensils shown to you, okay, that we use in our everyday life. Now you have to find out the utensils which is harmful for us, which is having some toxic, to be precise, toxic chemicals. So you need some chemistry knowledge over here to get over this round. Now, as you can see, the rules are from the picture. Like I said, you have to find out the harmful chemicals, containing harmful chemicals. The thing is going to be very simple. If you get all of them correctly, only then you are going to get plus 15. Otherwise, there is no point. If you get, let's say there are 3 to 4 in the pictures, there is more than one pictures over there in the slide. So if you get only one correct, then you are not going to get the full mark. You have to get all of them correct. Understood?
And so, will we know how many are there?
No, you won't.
Okay.
And again, guys, over here as well, the timing is going to be 45 seconds per question. So let's go to just a sec.
So there'll be a picture showing objects, and we just have to identify the objects which may be harmful for us.
Yes. That contains harmful chemicals. Yes, exactly. So this is the question number 1, guys. You need to write in. Okay. So the first one to write in is Apratim, isn't it? So now, Apratim, you need to write it in the. You don't need to write it. You just tell me. So what all harmful substances are there?
So the first picture, that is the one of the perfume bottles.
Yeah. Okay.
And so yes, so that's it.
That's it. That's all. Okay. Let's move on to the next one who has typed in second. That is Fez. It's your turn now. You tell me.
The pan on the right, that it's a non-stick pan, evident from the picture, and it contains a layer of Teflon. And so while cooking, it deteriorates the layer of Teflon. It gets mixed with the food, causes harmful effects. Then the toothpaste, most toothpastes, they contain fluorine, which can cause fluorosis. That's the decay of the enamel of the teeth, so dental decay. Mattresses, some mattresses, sir, they have foam within them. Springs and foam are combination, and in those mattresses, when we make the beds, we cover them with the sheets and the blankets. There are tiny insects, microbial things that grow on it, and it can cause skin rashes and skin diseases. Then, sir, tea can be addictive. It has a certain chemical in it that I'm forgetting the name of. It is also it's a form of a drug, not exactly a drug, but in its raw form. It's used in it that makes it addictive. And I'm not sure about the perfume, sir.
So the answer is like you need to tell me which ones among the following are giving harmful chemicals. So what is your answer then?
Paste, pan, Ben can. Yes, sir.
So toothpaste, fan, and the mattresses. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So now moving on to Rudra. So what's your answer?
So I would say the perfume bottles, first of all, because they have certain chemicals that may be harmful. Then the second one again is the pan, because it may have a plastic coating like such as Teflon, even though it's inert, but sometimes it does react with the food, which may make it harmful. And the third one, which is harmful, is toothpaste, because it, other than fluorine, it also contains a base, like a really strong base. So once ingested, it can cause a lot of harm to the body. And I don't think there's anything else, because tea, it doesn't technically harm us. Even though it's addictive, it doesn't harm us, and nor do mattresses.
Okay, so that is the answers from all three of you. Now let me tell you about them. So first, perfume is definitely something which is showing harmful chemicals. Okay, perfumes and they contains parabens, they contains formaldehyde, they contains halates. All these things are definitely harmful for us. So guys, you shouldn't be using perfume all the time. This is something very important that you need to know. The mattresses, like Faz said at that time, mattresses do contain harmful chemicals. They contains substances. Those can cause infertility. Okay, they contains formaldehyde. And let's move on to the frying pans. You can see that's a non-stick pan that every one of us that we use in our everyday life, right? So this frying pan, all of you got it right. We got Teflon coating out there, so this is definitely harmful for us. Toothpaste is also, all of you are right that this is something which contains strong bases, which is something definitely that decays our animals in our teeth, right? So, the right answer is all four of them, not the T. So, I guess none of you got this correctly. Some of you said like all five of them are correct. Some of you just got few of them correctly, but the answer was these four objects. So, that's why none of you are getting any points in the first question, right? Okay, now let's move on to the next picture. Now, you need to write in if you want to answer. Okay, so first Apratim, then Rudra, and then Fez. So Apratim.
So my guess is that the nail polish is obviously harmful if ingested. Even if not, it can like deteriorate the nails over time and the skin too if it touches. And so I don't really know what plant those leaves belong to, but still I am guessing that um, they are harmful.
They are harmful, right? So your answer is all three of them.
No, sir, not the cushions.
Not the cushions. Okay, only the nail polish and the leaves, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the next one was Rudra. So you're up next.
Yes, sir. So I would go with the nail polish and the cushions, because the cushions might contain like certain fillings which are harmful to health. Like it can have various chemicals as well. And so is the same thing with the nail polish, because nail polish has many chemicals which can damage the skin over a period of time. But I don't think there's anything harmful with the dead plant. So
Okay. And Fez, you are up next.
So my answer would be the cushions and the nail polish. Greens really don't hurt us usually. So for the cushions, they contain some fillings. Sometimes even minute the fibers from those they seep out of the cover, and when inhaling them, they cause respiratory diseases. So that I know. And for nail polishes, there are very strong chemicals in it, some of them. And when it touches the skin, not the nail is fine, but the skin, the cuticle around it, it can harm it. The skin, it is, damaged.
So your
So,
answer is also uh, cushions and the nail
yeah.
polish, right? Yeah. So let me tell you the right answer now. So the right answer is the cushions and the nail. Now, both of you, Rudra and Fez, both of you have given the right answer, but Rudra was the first one to answer this. That's why he's going to get 15 points for this. And now let me tell you about them. So similarly, like the mattresses, they are also harmful in the same way. Formaldehyde and benzene, these are the two chemicals that those are there in the cushions as well. And if I talk about, and there are some organic mattresses as well as organic cushions out there as well. Those are made up of the latex only. So they are the most secured cushions and the mattresses we should be using, right? So, and we talk about nail polish. Yes, nail polishes, they contains again the parabens, they contains them. So like right now, if you just go to any shop to buy any cosmetics or anything like that, just check in the back whether you have parabens over there or not. Okay, definitely parabens, formaldehyde, phthalates. Phthalates is again a very bad chemical substance which is being used as a preservative. Okay, so that is an ester of phthalic acid. You do know what is phthalic acid, right? So you have learned in the classes. So
Yeah.
phthalic acid's ester, that's called the phthalates. Okay, so that is what it is, and definitely the greens are not harmful. We are talking about the harmful chemicals, so definitely the greens won't be giving any harmful chemicals to us. So so far, so first round was completed nil, and right now, Rudra, you are getting plus 15 for this question. Now, moving on to the next one, you need to type in if you want to answer. Faz, you are first. Rudra, you're next. And Apratim, you're third. Okay, so Faz, go on. Faz, need to unmute yourself.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. My
Yeah.
answer would be the bottles, plastic bottles, and the detergent, not the
Mhm.
broccoli, not the clay pots, because plastic bottles sometimes the plastic is of bad quality, which can sometimes mix with water. Sometimes it may be hot water, so the chemicals they can mix into and can cause harmful diseases. While detergent sometimes the chemicals they stick into the fabric even after washing, even after drying, they may still be there. That sometimes also the scent is because of that, the fragrance of it, and they cause respiratory diseases.
Okay. And so your answer is going to be the bottles and
And
only
detergent.
bottles and detergent. Okay,
Yes.
fine. So the second one was Rudra. So is your answer this?
So my answer would be the bottles and the detergent. The detergent, like the bottles, obviously they have certain chemicals. Unless they are free, like unless it's mentioned they are free of those certain chemicals, they are harmful at times. And the washing soda over here is basically sodium carbonate, so it is harmful at times if ingested, or like it can cause a lot of damage to the internal health of a person. And also, yeah, as Faiz mentioned, the fragrance of it would be harmful.
Okay. What is your answer, Apratim?
So I'm gonna go with the plastic bottles, the detergent, and the clay pot.
The detergent and the clay pot.
Yes, sir.
And the plastic bottles, what about that? You're going
And
to get that. Okay. All three of them. Okay. Now let me tell you the right answer over here. So definitely, like I said, you got the hint. The greens are not giving any harmful chemicals to us. That's right. The plastic bottles, we all know about this, right? Right now, in our everyday life, we are using plastic bottles, and that is definitely harmful for all of us, right? And we do know that. That's why we should shift into the copper bottles, isn't it? So that's definitely right. The plastic bottles are the right answers. Now, if I talk about the detergent, definitely the detergent is harmful for us. That contains sodium carbonate, and the smell, definitely they are right. But they contains a harmful chemical called 1,4-dioxane. Okay, so this is a harmful chemical which is there in this detergents. So definitely, guys, the right answer is gonna be only the plastic bottles and the detergents. And now, Faz, you are the one with the correct answer. And definitely, Rudra, your answer was also right, but you know the rules, as Faz was the first one to give the answer. That's why he's gonna get plus 50. So far, as the score stands, Rudra, you got plus 15 in this round, and Faz, you got plus 15 in this round as well. So let's have a look into the scoreboard. But before that, tell me, guys, how was the round like? Have you learned something new in here that you are using in your everyday life? Was that helpful right now? All this information that you've got, Apratim.
So actually, I'm using a plastic bottle right now.
Okay, so now you know that you shouldn't be using anymore,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So I
Definitely.
think it's of pretty good quality. So it shouldn't
Yeah.
be a major issue.
Like we should shift all the way to the copper bottles. Those are there, and I think you know that right now everyone is starting to use all those things in their life. Okay, now let's just move on to the scoreboard real quick. So as the scoreboard stands, so round two, 15 for Fez, and Rudra is also holding 15 points, and Apratim, you didn't get anything from here, didn't get anything from here. So as the final score stands, plus 15 for Rudra, and Faz, you're on plus 45, Apratim, you're in plus 15. Now, definitely, Faz, you are holding a lead, but definitely, guys, there are two more rounds up there, and anything can happen over there. So, Faz, you need to hang on there, and those two are not far behind, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah, right. So just 30 points, not much.
Yes. Okay, now let's move on to the next round, which is round three. And now let me just show you what are the rules to this round. So the round three is guess the place. So I'll be showing you some pictures. From there, you need to tell me what is this place. Okay, you can tell me about that particular place, not about the country. You cannot tell anything about the country. The only thing that you have to say is what place is that. Understood, everyone? So let's go to the rules once. So the rules are, most probably the same only. So by looking at the picture, you need to guess the place. And the second rule is, as you can see, you need to type in. The moment you type in, that is going to be the order, like you were playing from the very beginning. And if you got it correct, then definitely plus 15. And if you get it wrong, let's say if the answer, like the first one has told me the right answer, then that would be plus 15. The second one, if that tell me the right answer, then that would plus 10, like the same way we have played the last games. Okay. So now let's move on to the first question. So there will be a picture in front of you. You have to type in the chat and you have to answer from there. And yes, once you type in, you are not going to get time. So when I'm asking you to answer this, you have to answer me right away. You cannot think after that. Understood? So that would be, you would be getting some seconds, like 2 to 3 seconds in between that you have to answer. Right? So okay, so let me see who got the, yeah, Apatim. Apatim, you are the first one to write the answer. Tell me the answer.
So London.
London. Can you be a bit more specific?
So Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace. Okay. What about you, Fez? You are the second one with that.
London,
Answer.
sir. Not sure exactly, but London.
Okay. So the right answer to this picture is, this is right by Pratham. This is Buckingham Palace. Right. So I think everyone knows about this place. So Pratham, just tell me, what is this place famous for?
So the British royal family, if I'm not wrong, they live there.
Yes. And right now, this is a very good tourist spot right now, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So right now, Pratham, you are going to get plus 15 for this question. Right. Now, let's move on to the next picture. So guys, I think all of you are ready now. Fez,
So the Golden Bridge.
the Golden Bridge. And where have you seen this picture before?
It's in US, and it's in the state was
Fine. Your answer is Golden Bridge, right?
it's the Golden Gate Bridge, but
Golden Gate Bridge.
not sure about the city, sir.
Okay, what about you, Pratham?
Sir, Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco.
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco. Um, but the point is, right now, the answer was definitely Golden Gate Bridge, and definitely, as you have said the right answer, but Apratim was much more detailed about this, right? Your answer was much more detailed. So definitely, Apratim, you're going to get plus 15, plus 10 for this question.
But sir, you said not about the country, not about the state, just the place. So
Yeah, but it's about when you said Golden Gate Bridge, you are talking about US at that time, right? And he was much more detailed about this place, so definitely he's going to get plus 1. Right? Now, let's move on to the next question, guys. So right now, Apratim, you are going to get plus 10 for this question. Okay. Now, Apratim first, then Faz. So, Apratim.
Sir, the Lotus Opera in Sydney.
Faz,
yes, Opera House in Sydney. I've been there personally.
you are there?
Yes, yes, multiple times. I lived in Sydney for quite a while.
Okay. So,
Sydney, it's
definitely this is Opera House
yes,
from
Opera
Sydney.
House, Circular Quay, the southern part, Circular Quay. There's the Harbour Bridge behind it, the bridge that you can see. It's the
Mhm.
Harbour Bridge, and yeah, Circular Quay.
Okay. So, definitely plus 15 to Apratim for this question. Now, let's move on to the next picture, which is this one. So the first one to type in was yeah. So the first one to type in was Apratim, and then we have Faz, and then we have Rudra. Right? So Apratim, go on.
Sir, Niagara Falls in Canada.
Okay. What about you, Faz?
There is the Niagara Falls.
Okay. And Rudra?
So the same answer, Niagara Falls.
Actually, this is Victoria. So no one would be getting point for this. Okay. So now, so there's 0 point for all three of you. You to type in. Come on, guys, give it a try because you don't have negative marking over here. Okay. So Faz, you're the first one to type in.
Just a guess, sir.
Mhm.
Norway.
Norway. Okay.
Sir, USA.
Anything about this place? Because that is the most important thing that we need to talk about. Has anything about the place?
Sir, I remember vividly seeing this before, but not sure.
Okay. Apratim, what about you? Anything a bit more about this place?
Sir, it is in the United States of America, USA.
What is this place?
Sir, it's it's in. I can vividly remember the state, but not very well. It is one of the the northwestern states, like the North Dakota or South Dakota, maybe Minnesota, but I think it's one of the North Dakota or South Dakota.
Okay. Rudra, anything from you?
No idea, sir.
No, about nothing about this. So yes, this is Mount Rushmore. These are the faces of the presidents of US. The USA is the right answer. So Apratim, you are going to get plus 10 for this question as you are the second one. Type in. So now the next question. Again, the first one to type in was Apratim. So,
Sir, the Colosseum in Rome.
okay. Press,
Colosseum, sir, Rome.
same answer. Rudra,
So it's the Colosseum Convict. It's in Rome. Same
what is
answer.
this famous for, guys? Because that is the
So
right answer, by the way.
yeah, it
Back
was
in
an amphitheater like
Amphitheater.
earlier.
yes,
Amphitheater.
back in the day they used to host
Under the earth
gladiator
quite
fights.
sometimes.
Exactly. So, this is the Colosseum, and definitely over here, the gladiators used to fight, isn't it? That is what it is famous for.
It's
Yes.
gladiatorial.
Yes.
So, Apratim, you're going to get plus 15 for giving the right answer in this question. So, that would be the end of this round. And now the point is, right now, Apratim, you got total as no, you have four questions right, isn't it? Three questions right, isn't it? 15, 15, and 10. That is what you have got from here. So we have only one round left, right? So this round is going to be the deciding round for sure. And now, Rudra, I saw that throughout this particular round you were not that active. So what can be the possibility? You're not that much into the places or the pictures.
No, sir. I don't really know much about places and all. Like I know I've seen all of these places, but then the names, like I didn't remember any of them.
Okay, fine then. So now before we move on to the next round, I would like to show you the scorecard. And before we do that, let me tell you again, the fourth round is going to be the decider round, and that is the last round. And if we have a tie, then we definitely go for a tiebreaker round as well. So let's look into the scorecard real quick. So as the score stands, so Rudra, you got 0 from here, and Paz, you got 0, and Apratim, your score is 35 from this round. So as the score stands now, Paz is in 45, and Apratim, you are on 50. So you guys are very close, and definitely Rudra, you're on 15 in this round, and the last round is going to be the decider round. And let me tell you, the number of questions over there, from there, definitely Rudra, you can be the top. You can get the top place as well. So,
Sir,
guys, yeah,
sir, did I get 3 or 4 questions right in this round?
yeah, you got 3 questions.
So, sir, 15, 15, 10, right?
Yeah, 15, 15, 10.
15.
It would be, yeah, it would be 40, isn't it?
So wasn't it 15, 10, 10? The one where I said Norway and then he said US.
Yeah. 15, 10, 10 only. Yeah. You were second in that question, right?
Okay,
Your
sir.
score was second. The scoreboard is right, isn't it?
Okay, sir.
Fine. So now let's go to the last round. Now, let me tell you briefly about this round real quick. So this round is known as what went wrong. So let me just share my screen. So this round is known as what went wrong. So here I'd be telling you about some natural disaster that happened. Okay. So those are very famous disasters. Those took place at that time. And the thing is, you need to tell me, there would be 4 options. It would be like an MCQ type questions. Okay. So there will be 4 options. You have to, like, there will be only one option correct. You have to, like, the one with the correct answer would definitely get the points. Now the rules. So as you can see, this is an MCQ type question. So plus 10 for right answer and -5 for wrong answer as well, right? And definitely you need to type in if you want to answer this question, right? So let's start with this. Now, the first question is, what was the reason behind Chernobyl disaster? So Rudra, you are the first one to type in.
Yes, sir. I think it's option 3.
Option 3.
Yes.
So is it a guess?
No, sir. Like I know about it. Like it was the gas leak which happened over there, which led to the release of a poisonous gas. So I think the third one is the answer for this.
And what about you two, Apratim and Fez? Do you have any idea about this?
No, sir.
The point is, see, if Rudra is wrong, then you guys can get that full plus 10 marks. So, and definitely there is a negative marking net. So, are you sure that you are not gonna enter in it? Fine, I take that as a no. So, Rudra, your answer is correct. So
Yes.
plus 10 for you. Actually, there was another option which was very close. Option 2. So actually, that is what
Yeah.
happened over there. There was a nuclear reactor which was generating a huge amount of heat, and that got blasted. But the point is, you know, people were ready for it. When you are running a nuclear cell, you are ready. You are supposed to be ready for this scenario, and that is when there is a cooling core reactor which is present to handle this kind of scenarios only, and that is when it's supposed to be activated, but it failed as well at that time. It got failed. So that's why, option 3 is the correct answer. And Rudra, you got plus 10 for this round, for this question. So moving on to the next question. Minamata disease, what is the core reason behind this? Faz, you're the first one to type in. So what is the answer?
So option 3, a factory released methyl mercaptan in the Minamata Bay.
Okay, methyl mercaptan in Minamata Bay. Okay, what about you, Rudra? You're the second one.
So it's the same answer, 3.
Would you be able to tell me what is this methyl mercaptan?
Yes, sir. Actually, there's certain gas, like we use certain gases, hydrocarbons, but the thing is that they actually don't have a smell. So gas leaks can't be detected easily when they happen. So then this thing is added to it to give a smell, like a certain particular smell, so that it can be recognized when the gas leaks.
Mhm.
But even in our household fuels, this is added so that we can identify if the gas is leaking or something goes wrong.
So actually, right now, if you just again, there were two options very close to this. So option 2 and option 3. So the point is, this is a disease. If you just search everywhere, they would be saying this is a disease which is caused by the mercury, isn't it? But we are not talking about the reason. We are talking about the reason why Minamata disease came in. So definitely the right answer is methyl mercaptan in Minamata Bay. So with Faz, you are gonna get plus 10 for this question. So right now, Rudra is you are in plus 10 and Faz, you are in plus 10. Now moving on to the next question. Bhopal gas disaster. Methyl isocyanide gas is non-toxic, but the presence of it in air turned into very toxic complex that leads to choking. That's the first option. The second option is carbon monoxide gas leaked, formed toxic carbaminohemoglobin inside the human blood. Methyl isocyanide gas was exposed in the air in the experimental purposes, which went wrong. And option 4 was people were exposed to methyl isocyanide gas due to the leakage. So, Faz, you are the first one to type in. So, what's your answer?
So I think it's option 1,
Okay.
isocyanide. Cyanide.
The second one to type in was Apratim. So, what's your answer?
So Rudra was first.
So
Yeah,
actually, I was first. It wasn't Fez.
you were first. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were first. But actually, what happened is both the in was, side by side.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your answer, by the way?
So my answer is 4. People were exposed to methyl isocyanate due to leakage.
Due to leakage, it happened. Fine.
Yes.
Apratim?
So I will also go for.
You would also go for 4. So people were exposed to methyl isocyanate gas due to leakage. And the first option was methyl isocyanide gas. So you do understand what is the difference between isocyanide and isocyanate, right? Isocyanate gas is non-toxic, but in the presence of air, it turned into very toxic complex, which lead to the choking. So definitely these two options were the closest option in here. And definitely this answer is going to change the scoreboard between Faz and Apratim. Rudra, you are the first one to say that this was option 4, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So the answer option 4 is correct. And definitely, Rudra, you are going to get plus 10 again for this question. So right now, Rudra, you are on plus 20, but Faz, you are very close to get a negative marking. But any which ways, right now, Faz, you are also in plus 20 for this round, and Rudra, you're also in plus 20 for this round. Right. No, sorry, you are on plus 10, right, Faz? You didn't get it right. Rudra was first.
So as answered one, so isn't it going to be a negative marking?
So Faz that was a mistake. Rudra was first actually. So Rudra was first to type in. That's why he's gonna get the point. Let's move on to the next question, which is Beirut explosion. What was the reason behind this? Option A, question number 1. Option 1, large amount of ammonium nitrate was stored in a warehouse without proper safety. Option 2, a warehouse full of 1.1 ton of TNT got fire. A cargo ship full of trinitrotoluene was landed in the port of Beirut. And option 4, it was triggered by ISIS. So which option is correct? Now let me see who was the first one to type in. So guys, definitely you would agree that the first one to type in was Faz, then Apratim, and then Rudra. Okay, so Faz, you are gonna go first.
So option 2 got fire.
Option 2. Warehouse full of 1.1 ton of TNT caught fire. Okay. And what about you, Apratim?
So I'm going to go with option 1.
Large amount of ammonium nitrate was stored in a warehouse without proper safety.
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Rudra?
So I think I'll go with 3. A cargo ship full of trinitrotoluene was landed.
Was landed on the port of Beirut.
Beirut, yes.
Okay. So now again, if I talk about this particular question, the two options which were very close was option 1 and option 2. Definitely option 4 is not the right answer, right, guys? So option 1 or option 2. And the right answer is, so guys, you do know that ammonium nitrate and TNT, both of them are explosive, right? You do know that.
Yes.
Okay. So the first answer was Faz, and I'm just trying to recheck it. Faz, what was your answer again?
Option 2, sir.
Option 2. And what was your answer, Pratham?
So option 1.
Option 1. So the correct answer to this question is option 1, which is the large amount of ammonium nitrate was stored in a warehouse without proper safety, and that's why this was an illegal activity at that time. Right? So right now, Apatim, you are gonna get plus 10 for getting it correct. Okay. So now, the last question for this round is Mars 2 lander built by the former Soviet Union has the double-edged distinction of being the first human-built object ever to touch down to the red planet of Mars. but the mission got failed. What are the reasons for this? Okay, now I would definitely like to get it rechecked by you. So first one was Rudra to type in, and second was Fez, and the third one to type in was Apratim, right? So Rudra,
Yes,
what
sir.
is your answer?
So this is totally a guess, but I think it's 3. A
It's
lower
3.
than expected atmosphere. Yes.
Okay, fine. Fez, what is your answer?
1.
Your answer is
A
1.
dust storm.
And Apratim, what is your answer? You are not supposed to get that much of time, so
So 2.
quickly. 2, engineering failure, right? The first answer was given by Rudra, and he said that option 3, a lower expected atmospheric density may have caused a proof parachute and the airbags to deploy too late, right? You know, Rudra, actually this is correct, but not for Mars 2. Not for Mars 2.
Okay.
This is correct for Beagle, which was just the next lander which was sent.
Okay.
So definitely, you know, the red planet has a very thin layer of atmosphere. So that's why that mission was also failed. Now, sudden breakdown of the control place is definitely not the right answer. So definitely the two closest to two answers which are left is option 1 and 2. Kaz, what was your answer to this question? Option 1, right?
Dust storm. Yes.
Yeah. And Apratim, your answer is option 2, engineering failure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now let me tell you. Actually, Mars 2, that was the first satellite which was sent, not satellite, that was the first lander which was sent over on Mars. And surprisingly, there were no engineering failure. So option 1 is correct, which is completely unlikely to happen and no one have ever expected, because when the lander landed down, what happened is it landed down in a basin, which is known as Helena Basin. And right after that, after 20 seconds, there was like all the connection got completely, you know, out, and because of the dust storm which happened at that place, and because of that, we just lost our lander. But yes, some people say that this lander had clicked a few pictures which were very helpful for the second, second lander. So, and the final lander which was actually successful to land into Mars was the Vikings. So guys, Paz, you are going to get plus 10 points for this question. So right now, as the score stands, Rudra, you are getting plus 20. Paz, you are getting plus 20 from this round. And Apratim, you are getting plus 10 from this round. So no one has scored any negative marking. And I guess you do know what is going to be the scoreboard so far, right? So far as we know that, Apratim, you are having a lead after the third round by 5 points. But definitely, let's have a look into the scoreboard. So here you go. So as the scoreboard stands, we can see that Apratim, you are on 60, and Paz, you are on 65. Rudra, you also played very well, but only the pictorial round where you just, flushed out over there, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
But any which ways, the last round you did play very well. So you are on 35. So as the score stands, Paz, you are the winner of this year, the mega quiz. Just tell me, how do you feel about it? How was your entire experience throughout this particular mega quiz? How was it?
So it's unbelievable. I still can't believe it. Just 5 points. The totally game changer. So it was lovely experience. Yeah, and fellow competitors, they played very well. Honestly, there was no big gap between any of us, and all through the rounds, they were all consistent. So yeah, they played very well.
Okay. So that was a statement by the winner. And Apratim, it was an unbelievable comeback by you in the third round. You know, Faz had a very high lead before that. We can see that that was 45 and you were on 15. And that was an unbelievable comeback. And we have to appreciate that. Everyone have to appreciate that about his general knowledge and about his knowledge about the cities because he was so perfect and he was so concise with whenever a question is being asked. He was also not only stating about the place, he was also right about the country and even the states. He was all the time. He was very perfect over there. And how was your experience, Pratham?
Sir, good sir. And sir, actually, I had a little doubts in the third round.
Mhm.
Sir, I got Mount Rushmore, Sydney, and the Golden Gate Bridge, and Buckingham Palace. Right.
The Mount Rushmore, you got US, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that was, as I said, the place was Mount Rushmore. That is why you need to get it correct.
Okay, sir.
Right. Yeah. So earlier we had a tie over there as well, and you can see that as both of you got the place correct, and then we went to the more detailed, and there you got the point, isn't it? With you and Faz.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the point. Yeah. Right. So the place, as I said, the country is not important. The place is more important. Then comes the country. So as the place was a tie, then I went for the country, and there you were right. Right.
Okay.
Any which ways better. I guess that would be it. And yeah, yeah.
Yes, so as I said, so like Faz's, I like the second question about the Satyendranath Bose. I remembered it, but I was like not at all like full about the full form. The only thing I remembered was Bose from the Bose Einstein condensate. So props to Faz for remembering it. Also, all three of us played very well, and congratulations to Faz. Well done.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Rudra too.
and Rudra, how about your experience?
Yes, sir. So it wasn't as well as I expected to do. So the first round, I knew all the answers, but then I don't know, somehow I started this typing in. Always either Faiz or Apratim would get it first. But and that I think kind of slowed me down then. But yeah, the other two played really well. And yeah, I think I need to work on my GK about places as well, because I didn't really know any of them. So yeah,
But
congrats to Faiz.
But definitely we have to appreciate Rudra as well for the last round. Like over there were two very difficult questions where you got it correct. And guys, don't you feel like we all should know about all this natural disaster that happened? Not natural, the human-caused disaster that happened because of this different leakage and different accidents. So that's why over there, I have seen that Rudra, you have really played well, and Faz, that was a game changer round for you as well. So, guys, that would be it for this mega quiz. Definitely, don't forget to congratulate Faz and Faz. After the quiz is over, do watch the YouTube. There are many of your friends, those who are congratulating you, those who have wished you luck, and to all of you, all three of the participants. And definitely, guys, after that, we have in the next week, we have before this as well, we had a mega quiz for class 10th, and the next week as well, we are going to have the mega quizzes of class 6th, 7th, and 8th, and you'll be having the notification in the WhatsApp. And do join there, everyone, to cheer your seniors or juniors, whoever it is, to cheer them up. That would be it for today, guys. Congratulations to Fires, and that would be it. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.